I think
Because you and
before
I
we,
got into it last time. So
yeah, it's right. I think before we
wait a minute, one
start,
second though. One
okay.
second. My eyes running. Starts running when my eyes starts running when the film starts rolling. Okay, cool.
Okay, then from I think before we start, this week we've two female R&B singers have passed, Roberta Flack and Angie Stone, and I didn't know if you knew either one of them personally and your reflections on them.
Ironically, I knew both of them.
Wow.
And Angie and I have been the closest. I met Roberta and have been around her. But Angie and I, dear friend, we've been close. In fact, I was with her at her show last year up at City Winery. She lives here in the Atlanta area, lived here in the Atlanta area also, and we were supposed to get together because we've been friends since she signed with Sequence to
Oh,
Sugar Hill Records. Her first career, a young rapper, which
yes.
with Sugar Hill Records, and I signed as a producer in 1983. So she and I became friends at that point. I, and her then boyfriend David would write songs together and stuff. In fact, I'm looking through some cassettes now of some of the songs that she and I wrote. Yeah, that's a blow to me. Although sadly, it was Roberta, it was Angie, it was Chris Jasper from the Isley Brothers,
Yes.
it was Gwen McCrae, and it was also Jerry Butler. And ironically, I knew the first three I mentioned: Roberta, Angie, and Chris.
Wow.
So.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
blow. It's a blow to the black music, to R&B music. It's a blow to the industry as a whole and to the world that
yeah.
all of them are gone so quickly, so abruptly.
Yeah. Well, our prayers to the family, because especially Angie. I mean, a car crash is definitely not the way to go, and that must
So
be devastating for the family.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I just wanted to acknowledge that. I think when we finished last week, we got to where the group had sort of well, Bobby and Tommy had moved on, and you had recorded yourself. Jody and Eddie went and recorded a track, and then you guys disbanded. I know I wanted to get into your career as a manager, but before then, there were two massive tracks that really Switch are immortalized for, and they'll never be. And I just wanted to just understand that particular track because it has such a wonderful feeling when people hear it. How did that song come together?
Okay, what we signed with Motown in 1977. Uh, and we moved to Los Angeles at that same time. First, it was in a band house, me and all the guys, me and Melvin and Tommy and Bobby and Philip lived in a house together. After maybe about 8 months of that, I moved out into an apartment with a friend. Okay, and she was just a roommate situation. After maybe about 6 months, she moved out. So Bobby wanted to move in, and I let Bobby move in. In this apartment in North Hollywood, California, most nights when we weren't working or in the studio or doing different stuff, we were at that piano. We had a piano in the living room, my Fender Rhodes in the living room. One night, I'm on the phone with this girl in my bedroom with the door closed, and Bobby's in the front room on the piano. Okay, it was late, man. What, it might have been about midnight, 11:30 midnight. And he knocks on my door and he said, "Man, I wrote this song. You got to hear this song, man." I mean, and that's the kind of stuff we used to do. Well, I didn't really want to get off the phone with the girl, so I told him, "Yeah, yeah, man, give me a few minutes. I'll be there in a few minutes." He went away for a few minutes. He played it some more. I could hear him out there, and he came back. "Greg, you coming out or what?" So I got off the phone with the girl, and he played his idea of "They'll Never Be." And I was amazed. And fortunately, at that time, too, Bobby and I we had already completed pretty much the first album. In fact, the first single had been chosen. It was a song called "You're the One for Me," which wound up being on the B side of the first album. So we were pretty much under wraps and, we were putting finishing touches on the record. But that song was so strong, I said, "Man, we need to call Mr. Gordy." At that point in time, Berry Gordy had recognized Bobby and I as producers for Switch. So he kind of listened to the song He said, yeah, it's a smash. It's a smash. And he said, I'll call you guys back. He get off the phone. It's about an hour, maybe hour and a half. 2, 3 o'clock, he calls us and said, okay, go in the studio and cut it in the morning. I just gave you guys a clear run. I called Georgia, who was the head of traffic in the studio. She knows you're coming. Go in the studio and cut it. So that's what we did. We called the rest of the guys. We went in the studio and we cut it the next day. That wound up becoming our very first single.
Wow.
Everything else got kicked to the side because Berry Gordy felt that song was so strong. And that wound up being our first single. And to date, it's our most noted, and it is noted as our biggest selling record. But I Call Your Name wound up getting more airplay. So both of those were our two biggest records. They'll never be in I Call Your Name.
When you, I think when Bobby played it to you, what was your initial thought? Did you just thought that's a nice song, or did you really think this is really going to resonate? I mean, that, especially being at 1 or 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning.
We were young, humble guys, man. We didn't know what a hit was from nothing. We just know if we liked it.
Okay.
And the mere fact that I told him that I liked it encouraged him to move forward with it. And then I thought, well, it's enough for Berry Gordy to hear it. I must have thought it was something special if I suggested that we call Mr. Gordy, and we did. So,
what about the rest of the guys? You know, they've been told to come in and record the track. Did they just say instantly love it, or did they?
Yeah, everybody did. You know, I mean, that's the way it was with us. No matter what any of us wrote, everybody supported and liked. I don't remember anybody saying like with the name, when we didn't have a name, everybody would suggest a name, and other guys, if they didn't like it, they tell him to mail it back to wherever you came from. Like either mail it back to Grand Rapids or mail it back to Akron. But when it came to our music, everybody was total support until it was kind of a finished product.
Yeah.
You know, and W definitely stood out to all of us. It definitely stood out. So that's why Heart and Soul went into getting it done.
Were you surprised the success, though? I mean, that's one thing were you surprised how successful the track became? I mean, especially when you record the humble beginnings.
I'll be honest with you, man. I was surprised at all of our successes. I was thankful for them. It was what we had worked for, what we had wanted. But again, I shared that I had a group of humble guys. We're from humble beginnings. And we're just thankful for whatever happens. Yeah. So we don't go in thinking we're this and we're that and we're going to be this and we're going to be that with it from an ego standpoint. We believe that only because we were putting our heart and soul and everything we had learned into it.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between us,
for even loving us,
on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for me, but just for me,
No. Okay, you're okay.
they don't understand what Jonas Boys are winning all spirits.
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.